Yeah, well, there's not much difference between Gandalf and who's the wizard in Harry Potter? Dumbledore. They could be the same guy. It's right. And so, well, that is precisely the indication of the existence of an archetype. It's like, and a movie, one time a student asked me, well, if there are these archetypes, why don't we just tell the archetype over and over? Why do we need fiction, for example, which is like a bridge? If there's individuals here and the archetype is up here, you know, at a high level of abstraction, fiction sort of fills the gap between them. And so what you want is a story that's archetypal so that you understand its basic structure, but you want enough variation and specificity so that it's new and interesting and also applicable to you. So you have to humanize the archetype to some degree, otherwise it's so abstract you can't relate to it. And good stories really do that. They bridge the gap, and some of them are more personal and less archetypal, but if they're completely non-archetypal, there's nothing about them that captures you. It doesn't have any force. And then if it's too archetypal, well, it gets to be too abstract and you can't relate to it. So good fiction writers and good purveyors of dramatic entertainment, we think about it as entertainment, are really good at occupying that middle position. So, yeah. And they reveal the archetype through the individual. That's one way of thinking about it. And that keeps it fresh. And you know, one of the things that Jung pointed out too was that you're going to be manifesting archetypal patterns of behavior in your life whether you know it or not. Even when you do something like fall in love, because that's going to be a very particular experience for you, but it's also a very common experience at the same time, right? And romance is older than people. That's one way of looking at it. I mean, because sex is older than human beings, and so you're in the grip of something that's really ancient, but at the same time it's really personal. And so a good novelist or writer of fiction is able to capture both the personal element of that, to show the transpersonal within the personal. And in some sense your destiny, proper destiny from a Jungian perspective, is to consciously express an archetype. And so it would be the archetype, there's a bunch of them, but one of them would be the archetype of the hero, and you're supposed to manifest that in the conditions of your own life. So that makes the archetype real in the conditions of your own life. And Jung would also say that when you're doing that, your experience will manifest itself as meaningful. And so it's because in some sense you're acting in accordance with your deepest instincts, technically speaking, right? You're acting out what it means to be human in the world, and you're going to find that meaningful. So